Welcome everybody to another unboxing and review of a box set. So I figured since I've been enjoying these films in the Ozploitation Rarities Volume 1 box set, that I'd show you it off a bit more than I did in my update video. So we'll go through the physical extras, but firstly we'll review each of the films as well as go for the extras on those as well. So the first film is from 1980 and it is Final Cut. So this is directed by Ros Dempsey, who I've not seen anything else from before. It's a thriller, clocks in at 80 minutes long. And the only person I've seen anything from before is Thaddeus Smith, who had a reasonably decent supporting role in Road Games and a much more minor supporting role in the likes of Psycho 2. So cameraman Chris and his girlfriend Sarah are making a documentary about a music promoter named Dominic. They accompany him on his yacht, where he is holding a party. During the party, a model is killed, and Dominic worries that Chris and Sarah may have filmed it. So, yeah, this thriller with plenty of psychological elements playing a role in its plot, especially in terms of its latter half, is a reasonably engaging effort that gradually gets better as it progresses. The cast is also good, the pacing is on point, it is well edited, doesn't outstay its welcome, has an entertaining second half, and the score is solid. Just a shame that the first half isn't as interesting as the second half, while the excessive nudity does grow wearisome, especially in that first half. But yeah, I can definitely appreciate the fact that this went down routes that you might not necessarily have imagined it would do, and it really does have an effective psychological side to it as well. So this gets a 3 out of 5. So there is the disc itself. And in terms of extras on this, we've got a 2024 audio commentary by producer Mike Williams, moderated by screenwriter Shane Armstrong, who apparently did the films Acolytes and Bake 3D. Then you got Oz Voyeurs, a visual essay from author and TV historian Andrew Mercado. Then you got Not Quite Hollywood interview with director Ros Dempsey, the VHS Experience, Stills Gallery and trailer. And yeah, this is in 1080p, 2.0 mono, dual mono English audio with English subtitles in the aspect ratio of 178 to 1. And yeah, it's region 3 as it currently is region A, B, and C. So yeah, if you're in America, you can pick this up. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you could have already watched it regardless, because yeah, Australian films are always in region B. But it's nice to see that it's also region 3. So second film is from 1981, and it is Lady Stay Dead. So this is directed by Terry Bourke, who I've not seen anything else from before. Once again, a thriller, this time clocking in at 92 minutes long. Stars Roger Ward, who again, only actor I've seen anything else from before out of this film. I've seen him in 6 other films though. He was also in the likes of Mad Max, Turkey Shoot, and The Man from Hong Kong. So a young woman is looking after her sister's house, unaware that her sister and neighbour have been murdered by their handyman, who also happens to be a serial killer. So much like with Final Cut, this is another thriller, but with a not so interesting first half. But unlike that film, this has a much better second half. It also leans into genres I prefer, as there are elements of horror and home invasion here as well, to make for an overall highly entertaining effort. The cast is also decent, the action is good, the pacing is on point, there is some solid tension. The primarily singular location is well used, as the vast majority of this does take place in that sister's house, and the production is effective as well. So yeah, this gets a solid 3.5 out of 5, to be honest. Was a little bit, wary about how it was starting, because it did feel, yeah, a little bit on the mundane side of things for a good first 20 or so minutes, but yeah, definitely picks up towards that second half to become really, really entertaining. Not massively scary or anything like that, but then again, like I said, it is a thriller that just so happens to have some horror elements to it rather than a horror that has some thriller elements to it. And in terms of extras, you got a 2024 interview with actor Chard Haywood, which is audio only. Not Quite Hollywood interview with actor Roger Ward. Archival interview with co-producer John Hipwell, conducted by film buff Paul Harris. That again is audio only. Then you got the D.W. Griffith of Ozploitation, a visual essay on the career of filmmaker Terry Bourke by film buff Paul Harris. Terry Bourke trailer reel, the VHS Experience, Stills Gallery, and theatrical trailer again. Once again in 1080p, got 2.0 mono English audio, 178 to 1 aspect ratio, as well as English subtitles, and again region 3 on top of that. So yeah, no dual mono audio on this one. So yeah, but I, to be honest, didn't really notice the difference. To be honest, I was enjoying it that much. So yeah, and there is the disc itself. And last but not necessarily least, we have from 1982 Crosstalk. So this is directed by Mark Egerton, who again not seen anything else from before, and it's a science fiction thriller that clocks in at 78 minutes long, so it's the shortest film of the three. And it stars the likes of Penny Downey, who had minor roles in the likes of Jackie and the god awful London Has Fallen, as well as John Ewart, who is in the Widow of a Good Razorback. So Ed is a computer genius who is confined to a penthouse after a car accident with only a nurse to look after him. He is developing a computer system with artificial intelligence called the I-500. After moving into the penthouse, Ed thinks he witnessed a murder in a neighbouring building and uses his new computer system to try to find the murderer. As yeah, it's highly intelligent computer system, can really do all sorts of kind of things. So this is in essence a techno-centric version of Rear Window, only unfortunately not quite as good. This is due to a lack of well-developed characters, not much in the way of tension, and a general lack of urgency to its plot. That said, the cast is decent. It doesn't outstay its welcome, being less than 80 minutes. The cinematography is good, the production is fairly well polished, and it is reasonably engaging in spite of its flaws. So, yeah, much like with Final Cut, that gets a 3 out of 5. So, yeah, overall, a fairly decent box set in terms of the quality of the films. Lady Stay Dead is going to be the best of the three. Crosstalk and Final Cut are roughly about the same. Crosstalk gets a little bit of leeway just because it is the shortest of the two, but only just. So, yeah, but they're all fairly solid films, and I got a fair decent amount of enjoyment out of each of them as well. So, let's look at the extras that we get with this release. So, we do get two double-sided posters. So, we have new artwork on one side of this one, which is kind of a continuation of the artwork of the box set itself, as you can see. And then we have the Final Cut poster on the reverse of that one. And then we have the two other posters, or the two other films on the second poster. Lady Stay Dead probably being my favourite of the three, even though poster-wise it's not all that relevant to the actual film, because it does look like more of a monster film than anything, but obviously it is not. And then we get some art cards with this release as well. Quite a lot of them, to be fair. Try and get them out. So there may be some minor spoilers here for each of the films, so do be warned. So yeah, that's from Final Cut. Crosstalk. I'm not sure what language that is. It could be Italian or Spanish. I'm not sure. And Final Cut again. And a different poster version of Lady Stay Dead. Another poster for Crosstalk. Non-engaged language version of Lady Stay Dead. And again, another one for Crosstalk. So I'm surprised there's not more for Final Cut there. There's no art card there with a different kind of poster, but then maybe it only had the one poster artwork, and therefore, given we've already got the poster artwork in that form on an actual poster, then yeah, I guess there would be no reason to do so. And then finally, we get a booklet with this release as well. So yeah, inside we get Prying Eyes and Unhinged Desires, an introduction to Oz Rarities by Paul Harris. So he goes through each of the films there. And then we also get Final Cut and the much maligned Queensland Film Corporation by Stephen Vagg. And then we also get, hang on, there we go. So it goes through the cast of Final Cut, by the way, as well. Looks like some kind of archival write-ups about it. Then we also get Lady Stay Dead, associate producer John Hitwell on Terry Bork. So it's quite a lengthy one, that one. So it's on really nice paper, this booklet, by the way, as well. And then again, we get some more of that kind of archival stuff from For Lady Stay Dead. And then the same for Crosstalk, as well as an excerpt from The Avocado Plantation by David Stratton, published in 1990. So I'm not entirely sure what that is in relevance to. But yeah, decent booklet, decently sized as well, as you can see. So I'm sure that'll prove worthwhile reading after seeing each of these films if you do end up getting this release. And then obviously we do get the artwork box, hard box itself with the new artwork and such on the side there. So yeah, overall a solid box set. I'm glad I got this one because, like I said in my update video, I really wanted to get these box sets to, get me more into different kinds of Australian films. Because obviously, I imagine most people have seen the more normal kind of, well, the more mainstream, Australian films, Mad Max trilogy, like Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Memorial's Wedding, and such like that. But these definitely are a little bit more left of field, I guess you could say. Not perfect films by any stretch of the imagination, but I enjoyed most of what they had to offer, and yeah, didn't hate any of them either. So yeah, well worth picking up this box set if you haven't already. Really looking forward to seeing what the second and third box sets have in store for me. But yeah, on the whole, a decent effort with Lady Stay Dead definitely being the highlight of the three. But nonetheless, if you've seen any of these three films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.